So first off, let me talk about a few things. Planetarily speaking, we have Saturn entering your sign, and Saturn is a taskmaster. If you haven't already, look at the collaboration video I did with Lunar Rising, and she basically broke down what Saturn means for you guys in certain houses. So if you're not astrology savvy, there's a website you can visit and you can find out where Saturn is in your natal chart. And it basically tells you the karmic lessons that needs to be learned through this lifetime so that the energy of Saturn is a lot easier for you. Okay. But either way, what we're looking at here is a lot of transitions that are imminent. They're going to happen. And you need to stay on the forefront of that, okay? So we have the Tower here in the reverse. So I pulled out 2 additional cards. I'm going to go back to it. The first thing that I really want you guys to focus on, it's relationships, okay? This is like a relationship opposites attract type of energy. It's a very dynamic type of a relationship, but there might be outside interference. There might be constant struggles trying to maintain the relationship, temptation from third parties, interference from friends and family, interference from friends or even like exes, family obligations and such. And so the relationship sector in your life right now, it needs a lot of work. And it needs to be kind of like gone through and really looked at under the microscope. Is this relationship viable? Where are we headed? Are we on the same page? And am I investing enough time to give my partner what they want and what they need? Am I being fair to my partner? And I'm sensing there is a big time crunch happening for you guys. It's like time is slipping away and you're going to be pressed for time. You're going to hit the ground running. There's a lot of projects, a lot of movement happening in your life. You might have noticed it, since the middle of the year. So June, July, you might have noticed this rush of momentum, this rush of change, forcing you out of your complacency, forcing you out of your comfort zone. And it's going to continue all through, the next 3 years with Saturn in your sign. And what it does is that it forces you to be a lot more disciplined, to force you to be a lot more like, not dilly-dally, not drag your feet, not succumb to complacency, but really try to move ahead, okay? So the energy has already started. You have a lot of blessings, luck, financial stability that has come into your life. You're at a point where you're, sought after. You're possibly recruited by many people. You're doing your job really well. You're getting a lot of positive recognition and you're in a place that you want it to be, either professionally or financially. Okay, so things are looking really good. And so the only thing that is straggling behind that you're not really making changes about, I feel here, is the relationship sector. And one thing that I would say is, it's okay to love another person, but you have to differentiate the difference between, do I love them enough to want to build a future with them? If you are so strapped for time, are you giving them fair treatment? Are you able to give the best of yourself to your relationship partner? Despite the time constraints, despite the stress of a new job, despite, things just accelerating in your life, are you able to slow down enough to give your partner the investment that they deserve? I'm sensing in relationships, we have here, I'm going to look in your relationship sector in a little bit, but we have here a water sign. So this is a Pisces, Cancer, or a Scorpio. This might be somebody that is still waiting around for you, waiting for you to make up your mind, waiting for you despite, it's like they're still waiting around, even if you don't want to be with them anymore, even if you have clearly stated that the relationship is not working. I do feel that many of you are still trying to work things out with this person. This person is still waiting for you. This person has really deep-rooted feelings for you. And if you emotionally are not invested or not interested, it would be wise for you to, be clear about that so that they can be cut loose and they can move on with their lives, okay? So we see this energy here about, having a lot of positive change happening for you, but you're still straddling the fence between the past and the future. You're still trying to figure out which direction to head. And I feel like many of you have a strong sense of loyalty. You have a strong sense of obligation. So it's hard for you to tell people, take a hike, go away. It's really hard for you to do that. So you try to, I guess, soften the blow a little bit, but in the process, you might be misleading them, or they might feel like you're leading them on. So be as clear and concise and as final as you can be in your communication, so that people are not, they're not like being hopeful when you mean no, and they're not, misreading you when you mean yes. Okay. So being very clear and concise with your communication, and state what you mean and stick to your guns. That's going to be really important. Don't worry about, that you're going to offend somebody. Just say what you mean and stick to it. Okay. I do see third party interference in your relationship. I do see temptation as well. And I do feel that you are in a position where you are in high demand. You're quite popular. You're inspiring. People like you. People want to, be in your company. So there will be a lot of travel movement for you. Either, travel for leisure or travel for professional pursuits. I feel like both is coming in. And as a result of it, you're going to come into contact with a lot of people who want your attention, who wants to be with you, who wants to, either, I feel, benefit from their interaction with you as well. So just be careful where you're devoting your time. Be careful about temptation. Be careful about doing the right and the honorable thing, because, it's the right thing to do, but also because it's kind of like a soul contract between you and another person, right? If you make promises to them and they're going to hold you to that on an energetic level, we want to make sure we fulfilled our portion of those karmic contracts, so that we are holding ourselves accountable, and that we can bring the best to the people that love us and the people that we love. Okay. So enough lecturing. I'm going to leave it at that. First off, I do feel here, when it comes to like a major move happening in your life, okay, the November time frame, in the time of Scorpio, we have the Death card here. What it denotes is that continuing in the same manner is not going to be possible for you anymore. And so I feel like many of you need to look at something that happened in the past, something that you were trying to build up very, 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 very slowly, possibly schoolwork, going back to school, learning something new so that you can expand your horizon, so that you can make more money, so that you can learn your skills, so that you can apprentice, so that you can upgrade your skills and be more marketable. So there was something in the past, for whatever reason, it's stalled. Okay. Come November timeframe, you're going to revisit that. For some of you, it is school. For some of you, it's like having to retake a class that didn't work out for whatever reason. You might have neglected it. You might have neglected your studies. You might have felt like, oh, it's not really important, and you dropped it. You're going to be revisiting it. And I feel like, don't beat yourself up over it, because I feel like in the past, you might not have been ready. You had other things going on in your life and you didn't prioritize it. So you have a little bit of a do-over, a second chance coming back around here. And I feel like for many of you, it is a coursework. It is something that is going to propel you and accelerate you into a new pay scale. It's going to open up a lot of contacts, professional contacts. It's going to fill your mind with wonder and amazement. And you're going to be, I feel like the company that you keep, they're going to be very inspiring people. It's also going to create like an opportunity for you to have a big, big, big financial boost as well. A lot of prosperity and a lot of, I want to say, like responsibility, expansion, luck coming into the picture for you. The energy is going to start in that November time frame. So be diligent. This second chance doesn't happen often. Not many people can say that they have a second chance. So you want to do it, and you want to do it well. You want to be as dedicated as you can be. You need to prioritize it. Okay. With everything that's going on in your life, you're going to be pressed for time, but you need to start prioritizing. So as of right now, the energy is greatly about letting go of the past. Know that it's almost like being very honest with yourself. If you're no longer feeling it, don't waste any more time with it. Don't waste your time. Don't waste the other person's time. Move on. So with this card coming out at the beginning of the spread, it basically indicates to me you're not 100% invested in a relationship anymore. It's proven to be like, deep down in your heart that you can't give the other person what they deserve. If you are honest with yourself, that's the conclusion that you have drawn. And so try to do the right thing and, let the other person go so that they don't waste any more of their time and their energy. And it can breed resentment. Okay. So that's what I'm feeling here. I'm sensing for you as well with the hangman in the reverse position. This is like waiting around for situations to get better. That's not going to happen. You're going to have to make some major changes in your life. And I also feel as well, if you're dealing with, younger people, your own children, your siblings, nieces, nephew, whoever it is, this is a family card. Okay. And, well, the Queen of Cups and the Page of Cups, this is like people from the same family. Usually it's like a tribe, a clan, or people of the same suit. It denotes usually family. And I'm feeling as if for many of you, you're kind of like the high achiever in your family. Okay. So it's almost like mom and dad, siblings, and, everybody else, the community. They're pegging all of their wishes on you, and they like take pride in the fact that you are succeeding. So it's not like, you're the opposite of that black sheep in the family. Everyone in your family, they have their own stoppages and blockages when it comes to success and making, creating like a stable or a positive life for themselves. And so you're one that other people peg their dreams and their wishes upon. And so it creates a lot of pressure for you to succeed. You might bear the brunt of the family responsibilities, taking care of mom and dad when they're old, taking care of siblings that are not able to find their own direction in life. And, unfortunately, as the sign that is very career, social status, professionally oriented, like those are things that naturally they come easier for you. And you also work really hard. And so because you have all these assets, other people are pegging their dreams on you, and it creates a lot of pressure. Okay. And so my advice here is absolutely learn to say no. If you feel like you cannot do something to the best of your capabilities, say no to it. Don't shortchange the other person. If you feel like you're constantly trying to help other people and it doesn't really lead anywhere, and they're at a place where they're constantly depending on you to fulfill them, to help them, to lend a helping hand, or to, do things for them that they can easily do on their own, you're going to need to withdraw your assistance because it's enabling. Okay. So learn to say no, learn to let go, and learn to really focus on yourself. You're going to have people constantly coming to you and telling you, let's do this, let's do that. Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? And they don't have like, malicious intentions, but I feel like it's almost like they want that inspiration from you. They want that, they want that emotional support. And so if you're constantly doing this for other people, where do you stand? Who's going to come help you when you need it? And so I feel like many of you take pride in the fact that you're succeeding, that your wishes and your dreams are being accomplished, and you want to have that to help somebody else achieve that. But if they're not doing it themselves, if they're relying on you to do it for them, that's not really fair, nor is that helpful for them. Okay, so don't enable another person. Learn to detach a little bit and learn to take care of yourself. So I don't like to lecture you Capricorns because I feel like you guys are level-headed and, in a way, you're a little bit stubborn too. And you're going to do what you're going to do. And so I would just advise you, you need to let some things go. And you need to stop being the crutch for other people. Okay. This period of waiting here, it's done and over with. I feel like there is going to be a lot of consensus being reached. I feel like a lot of contacts, a lot of communication, a lot of collaboration, a lot of contacts with people. And you're going to learn a lot. So I feel like you're cramming things in your brain from now until the next 3 months, leading us until the December timeframe. You're going to learn many, many skills. You're going to upgrade your skills. You're going to increase your financial standing, and you're going to be in high demand professionally and socially. And so the period now is getting ready. Okay. Draw back your energy, focus on yourself, focus on the things that you need to do. I'm sensing many of you, you're like juggling things, like possibly they're saying like heading in two directions, heading in two directions. I'm feeling that you might be dealing with somebody. I'm seeing this person as a mother figure. Okay, so the Queen of Cups, a mother, a sister, somebody with a very maternal vibe that had taken care of you in the past. It could be a mom, could be an aunt, a sister. They might have some emotional issues. And I feel like you're very understanding. You spend a lot of time trying to help them through it, trying to be understanding, trying to be nurturing. It's going to pay off, but I feel like they still have some emotional issues that they're going to need professional help with. Okay. So you're not in a position where you can give them insights and wisdom and a life-changing, interaction. So I feel like they might need more professional focus, okay, in terms of overcoming their mental issues, okay, mental or emotional issues. But either way, you need to prepare yourself because we have some really, really big things coming the end of this year, coming in as well for the next 3 years. So this is like new contacts being made, a lot of fortune coming your way. And I do sense as well, life is getting accelerated, okay? So time crunch is going to be happening November timeframe all the way into December, all the way into February here. And I feel like life is going to be very good, but you need to draw back your energy and focus it on yourself, what you need to achieve, what you need to learn. And so let the, other things, leave them on the back burner because you don't have enough time left at your disposal. You need to get ready for this, okay?